think we are live. As always, let's check the volume, see if it's working. I think we are live. Yes, perfect. So yesterday we were continuing to work on this web page, and I'll just take you for a brief look through it. It's starting to come together quite nicely now. Got a few different sections created, although we might have to change some of the background colours. We'll have to see. Nice little about you. I'm not sure that's how you spell reliably. Need to look at that. There's a big space between them two elements. I've just seen that. Don't like that. Knock that back to, yeah, that's better. And then we've got contact us, and we just need a footer. So not loads to do to finish this off, but I'm just going to do a few things. So I'm going to knock them all back to medium. So this is a component, so if you change something within the component, all the linked components, so if you think of that like a master, and these almost like slaves, or that like a parent, and these like child, when you change one, you change them all. So medium, regular, yeah, I think that's good. And then if it's a placeholder text, if we just pretend that we'll do a placeholder style. Placeholder is where there's no text in the box, but there's something there to show you what should be in the box. And it's just going to be exactly the same. And I'm just going to set the opacity to 60%, like that. And I want to do like a focus style as well. So let's do that on this one here. And we're actually going to change the outline of the box for this one. So we're going to click on the rectangle up here. I'm going to change it. So that's passed through 40%. So we're going to set that to 100. Yeah, like that. Great. So footers are a bit boring, so I don't want to spend too long on this, but I am just going to do what we always do, just make the artboard a little bit bigger. We've lost our button, so we just need to click on our button, and we just need to say constrain to the top and the left. And then when we make this bigger, I'm just going to zoom all the way out just in case there's anything else that moves. No, it seems like it was just that. I'll just pull it right down, and then we can go back to the top and have a look. That's all good. We need to do these today, so we'll do these. We'll do the footer and we'll do these. Yep, I'm scrolling down that quite fast, but everything's fine. Magic. So I'm just going to pull that back up so we don't have loads of white space. Great, so now I want to choose a dark colour. So I'm going to create a new rectangle, and I'm going to choose the darkest blue that I've got on here. So this one. I'm going to make that darker. So usually if I'm making a colour darker, I've got a blue that's like that, I'll kind of do this arc shape like that to make it darker. But I'm kind of running out of room, so I'm just going to do one there. I'm going to go with that sort of blue. And then I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do what am I going to do? I'm going to do a very low. I'm going to do a footer for the footer. That's not inside that frame. Pop that inside that frame. And then all I'll do now is I'm just going to pull this back up a little bit. And you can't see too much of a difference, but it's quite subtle. So we'll leave that as it is. Then I know what I want in my footer. I want the company logo. I guess we could make a logo at some point, but Maybe not right now. So company logo, I'm going to have that. Put our grid back on. Going to have that there. I want some social media icons. I want the company address. Maybe I want the navigation menu as well, I'm not sure. Just going to pull a few things down that we can sort of work with. Type in we can actually generate some dummy content, and we can do this with plugins, content reel. It's very American focused, but we can do it. See if we can do UK full address. I don't think we'll be able to. UK. Oh, UK addresses. Thank you, James Walsh. So we will just grab a random one. Probably, let's take this Nottingham one. Brilliant. Perfect. We have a company address. Then I want some icons. No all content. I don't understand what that means. Right, okay, I don't want to sign in. I'm going to use Iconify. I'm going to grab Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat. I'm going to grab a ridiculous amount of icons. So there's quite a lot of icon sets within here. But a good one to go with is Font Awesome Regular, because Font Awesome is generally included in just about every website page builder. If you're coming to build your own website, Font Awesome is generally always available because it's the most popular one. So if you go on Font Awesome 5, which is the newest version, I think the social icons should be in here. So we just need to look for social. They're not what we want. So maybe if we go back and we change this to brands social, Font Awesome 5 brands. Here we are. So we can type in Facebook. So they're not necessarily the nicest, but they're fine. They'll be fine for what we're doing. And you're probably thinking, well, they're all the same, aren't they? Because we're just stealing Facebook and Instagrams. Yeah, to a degree. Twitter, that's a new platform. Twit. I've gone round there. Right, maybe I should have chosen this square Facebook one. Yeah, we might do that actually. We're going to delete Twitter. We're going to take that. We're going to take that Twitter. Then we're going to change Facebook to the square one. I generally always use the square ones. So that's why I wanted to go around. What else do we need? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. The most stale of all the social media. TikTok. Get the kids involved in this plumbing company. Clubhouse? Is that the Clubhouse logo? No. I don't know. What else? Pinterest? Let's take that square Pinterest one. I can't even tell what's what now. They're all on top of each other. What else? What am I missing? Snapchat. Right, we have got way too many logos here for a plumbing company. Let's make them all white. So we're just changing the selection colour here. We just click on the logo. Selection colours is basically all the colours that are included in the icon that we just selected. And it lets you change everything at once. Say if everything's black, it lets you change everything black to another colour. It's really cool. And suddenly we can't see anything again because everything's really big. So I'm going to make these logos really small now. I don't know exactly what size, but certainly smaller than that. I know that. And I'm going to give them all the same height, and that'll make them all look the same, because some are square, some are not quite square, some are weird sizes. Actually, they all look quite uniform because Font Awesome have made them all. So let's try and get the first one right, and we'll set everything else to be something similar. So I'm thinking if we set, I'm going to turn on aspect ratio, proportion constraint, and then they won't get distorted or skewed. For instance, if we turn that off, we know that needs to be 80. I want this to be 40 actually, and it's going to do that, it's going to squash it. So I'll just undo that, turn that back on, change it to 40 again, and boom, we've got this. Turn it on, change it to 40, turn it on, change it to 40, turn it on, change it to 40. Whoa, not 403, 40. And then we can start to organise some of these. And we can start to see what they look like. Turn that on, set it to 40. Turn that on, set it to 40. Great. So what's going on with that one? That one seems bigger. And it is, because it doesn't have a bounding box. That one has a bit of a bounding box. It's bigger than its frame. This is a challenge. So this is actually 35.1. So I need to change that to 35. And sometimes that happens. There we go, we can see it fits beautifully now. Nearly anyway, nearly. But that'll kind of do. Right, we've definitely got a few icons we don't need here. Definitely. But it'll do. So I'm just going to zoom out. Yeah, they're all fine. If anything, they're a bit big. So I'm going to select all these, change them all to 32, and then actually that needs to be changed to 28. I don't know if I've made them too small now. And what I'm going to do now is something quite cool. So I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to see how much space I want these icons to take up. So I certainly don't want it to come out that far. Maybe I want it to come to about there. And now I'm going to select all these. And then there's this button here, which is going to tidy them up. That one moves them and just gives them kind of the closest it can do. But if we use this one up here, we can use distribute horizontal spacing, and it'll keep that at the edge, and distribute the middle items perfectly. Great. My only issue is now, I don't want TikTok second. So I think we can select these all again. We could pick this up and we can just move them around a bit. So actually, I want Facebook second, and then maybe TikTok, and then maybe LinkedIn. We'll have Snapchat at the end. Perfect. That's looking good. Still that grid off. It's still taking up probably more room than I want, but it is what it is. it is what it is. I'm going to leave it. Let's move on. Oh, we forgot about Pinterest. Bye, Pinterest. Great. Let's turn you white. We are going to have a look at some textiles we've got up here and maybe steal one. Maybe steal that. And I'll show you why in a quick sec. I'm going to change this white. It needs to be on top so we can see it. And then here I'm going to put services like that. And it's going to be a nice little menu header. So let's pop that there. You turn my grid back on so I can see what I'm doing. So I've got 4 columns. This is the start of column number 4. And OCD kicking a bit. Nicely. So we'll have that like that. I want to have this address somewhere around here. Let's keep it within there. I'm also going to add in telephone number, so I'm just going to do a T. I know we did create a telephone number above, but I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to copy that. I'm actually going to change that to M. Change to a local number, 0114. We'll keep the number the same, we'll just change the last one. No, that needs to be 4 digits, doesn't it? Great. And we need email. Or do we? Yeah. I'm going to make something silly like get some at, what are these called? Expert Plumbing Services. .co.uk. I'm going to be wounded if someone's got this URL because I might buy it. So you can see now I've got a little issue that I want all my email address on one line, which fits within the container nicely. But it's a really long address and it's changing this. So what I'm going to do is it's changing my address, which I want that to span across 2 lines. So I'm actually just going to take this contact information out of there. So then I can keep this and kind of have that doing what it wants to do. Copy that down, paste that in, make it bigger, make it wider. And we have this going on. It's a little bit bold, this text, so try medium. That's good. And then actually, I don't know what's going to go on this side. We're a bit lopsided now. We've got a lot going on there and not much else going on, and I don't actually know what else. I have I'm a little bit stumped. So maybe what we'll do is we'll Whoop. Well, can I move that here? Maybe we'll take the social media icons. We'll move them across here. We'll take this header, we'll move that to here. We'll call that social without a P. Okay, I'm not 100% happy with it, but for now, it lets us move on, and they're the type of things that will probably make look a lot better when we're actually doing the build. So this bottom section here is going to be for like legal information. So I need a copyright sign. So if you ever need a copyright sign, I need a Google window. Right. So if you Google copyright symbol, put this window over. Oh no. Oh no. There we go. It will come up with a copyright symbol that you can literally just copy straight away. Magic. And then down here, we can create a new text element, copy our copyright symbol in to 2021. It is 2021. Expert services limited, because we're a limited company. And then maybe we'll have like company number 011245 I can't remember, 9 digits or 8 digits, something like that. That'll do. And then maybe here, I want to add some terms and conditions. So I'm going to make this smaller. I don't know if this is right yet, it doesn't really matter. Terms and conditions. And we need a privacy policy. And we'll have a cookie policy as well. I'm just going to have that there. I'll have you there. Also centered. Yep, perfect. And then I'm going to select this desktop and just move that up. Can we see our logo is moving with it? So we just need to grab the logo, constrain it to the top and the left, select our artboard again, and just move that up, and it should clip directly into place. That's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it allows us to move on. And I want to move these social media icons up, and maybe we could have some sort of sub menu underneath there as well. It's not even aligned, look. That's a bit better. That seems to be in line with that. That's got some nice space. That's okay. What's our line space on them? Weren't too bad. Probably leave it as it was. And then we could maybe, if we didn't want them there, we could maybe just move that to there and just put legal and we could have another menu there which says terms and conditions, privacy policy. Let's have a look how that looks. I think that's too busy now, so I'm going to stick with it as it is, and we're going to end it there. That is our page just about complete. I need to fill in these testimonial sections though. And I actually have no idea what I want to do here, but I know I want some stars. Everyone loves stars. So let's have stars. Come on, Figma. Star. Here we are. Yeah, I specifically wanted yellow stars. So, yeah, give me that. Great. I'd love to do some sort of pattern here. I'm just going to do it off the grid. In fact, we'll start another frame and just frame it. Great. So we've got 1, we've got 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I want to do kind of like an arc. Don't want this to be too cheesy though, so. Okay, so that sort of lines up and this might be mad enough to work. It's probably not quite right, but it's not far off either. I'm going to try not to be too mental about this. If anything, it's going to be too big and that's going to screw everything up. Yeah, because they're all going to touch. So what I need to do before using them is making them all smaller. Constraint proportions maybe. I've somehow made them all tiny. So we started with them about that big. That's better, I think. Yeah, let's go with that. And then you're in the middle. You need a bit more curve on you, I think, to match up with your friend on that side. And then you can go there. You can go there. That's not bad. I'm happy with that. I'm going to group them together so they make one thing, which I can then just copy over like that. And I can copy that there. I want this to be center aligned, 100%. And I want you to be here. Now, these aren't quite right, but it doesn't even matter. We just leave them as they are. So I want some text under here, but it just needs to be really, really succinct little bits of feedback. So it'll be we were really impressed with the service. So really general. make this smaller. Exactly when they said they would. Fixed my boiler. I don't want to type in a D. Fixed my boiler in 20 minutes. Outstanding. And then it's always good if you can put a name and a photo next to it. And we haven't got any names, so we're just gonna, sorry, we haven't got any photos, so we're gonna make some names. So Janet Doncaster, just make that a little bit smaller. Don't know if I make it, yeah, it doesn't really stand out anymore. And we're zoomed in here as well, so I just need to be careful with this. And if I was clever, I would have made one component like I have for all the other stuff. John Sheffield. And Sally from Rotherham. Perfect. Went a bit blurry then. Never seen it do that before. Cool, so we've now got a really busy homepage, especially this. This is a little bit busier than I wanted, but I am going to group these things together individually as blocks, but then also as a 3 as well, so then we can kind of move them down if we need to. What I'm tempted to do is, and again this is where I wish I made it into a component, is we could just make them not stand out quite so much. Something like that, I think. And then they just look a little bit off, so I think it's just this one. It's a bit lower than the others. Yep, that's it, I think. And there we go. We have a complete homepage. So let's have a look. So someone lands on, they see Experts Plumbing Services in South Yorkshire. Immediately they know what to do, call us for a quote, and immediately they see 5-star testimonials and customer feedback, and we could hammer home at that later on down the page as well. Usually I like to have loads of testimonials on the homepage. I'm just, for the sake of getting this finished today, I'm not going to add anything else in, and that kind of do us, because no one really cares about this. This will make a really good testimonial section, so we might end up changing that. So yeah, that's our hero section. We haven't got a logo, so I might come up with a logo for Expert Plumbing Services yet. We'll just have to see. Then we've got section 1, which is just giving them a bit more information about the business. some pictures, just letting them know that we work in domestic, commercial and the industrial settings. A full range of services is going to be here, and then we're going to come down here into the core services of the business. And we were saying yesterday we might end up switching these around a little bit. So we might go into the core services here, and then the additional services could be something like this, where that might change to additional services like that, or something like that. We'll just leave it like that for now. A little bit of about us, just to gain some trust and credibility. Really, really simple contact us section, and then into the footer. And that's us done. Homepage complete. I'm probably not going to do a design for mobile for this, because this should collapse down into a small design really nicely. It probably does need some of the flourishes and some other bits on there, but we can sort of circle back to that when we need to. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how that's come together, actually really fast, and it's all been done in real time. I've not had anything else designed or planned. So what, 5 days, roughly half an hour each, so 2.5 hours for the homepage. That's not too bad, I don't think. And it gives us a good building block now to get building this website. So I'm going to end it there for today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Monday for another stream. We'll start building this website. Thanks.